What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And I want to speak on the trading, like this trade that of Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, right? And I want to speak on basically what this trade is all about and what this trade really means for Luka, right? Basically, this trade right here was to meant to get Luka's attention, right? So when he was with the Mavericks, what's the coach name? Jason Kidd used to complain about Luka not really coming to camp in shape. Luka was getting fat. Luka was not really playing. He never played any. He wasn't even interested in playing any defense, right? And so not just not only Jason Kidd had an issue with this, but the Mavericks organization had a problem with this, right? And so they couldn't really get Luka's attention because remember last year Luka was in the finals, right? And just imagine if Luka was more dedicated and more serious about basketball, like what kind of player Luka could be. Just you see somebody like Luka is probably like one, and a lot of people think that Luka is like top three, top five in the league for as basketball players, but he could be even more dominant. Like I said, if he came to, if he was in shape, number one, and then on number two, if Luka put more effort into like playing defense and did other things as far as like leadership on the court, but they were having a hard time getting Luka's attention, right? And so Luka was coming up, getting ready to get an extension and get more money, but the team could not, they didn't want to risk giving Luka that money and then Luka get injured because Luka is not taking care of himself. So they decided to knock off more than one bird with one stone. They can send a message to the rest of the league by moving Luka to the Lakers because the problem that the Mavericks have is, the Mavericks are not the only team that had this problem. You got Ben Simmons in Brooklyn. Then you got Zion. Where's Zion playing at? Zion is playing with the Pelicans. Um, I don't even know. Joel Embiid. You have Joel Embiid with Philly. You got all these so-called franchise ball players that are not even playing. But and they getting paid all this money and they're not even playing. So behind these guys, though, you have a young crop of new ball players that are coming in. Anthony Edwards, Shea Alexander Gilchrist. And these dudes are balling out, right? But you got LeBron, and then you have Luka. These guys are really just not. It just don't seem like they taking the game serious. And so, like I said, this situation here was meant to get Luka's attention. You know, this dude, they say he like 6'8", 270 pounds or something like that, and so I remember watching this movie, used to come on. It was who played in this movie? I think Paul Newman played in this movie, and it was called Cool Hand Luke. And Cool Hand Luke was he was a criminal, but he was a rebel, right? He was just a rebel, and these people at this prison just had a hard time getting his attention, and so they tried everything to get his attention. And so that's what I think this move is about, especially for Luka. Luka still has a chance. Luka still got a chance, really, to turn his career around, um, take his health more seriously, and I bet you $3 that anybody that like his Luka's management team and his agent telling him that, what this move really mean. Like this is gonna be they Luka lost $116 million because the Dallas Mavericks did not want to take a chance of him getting hurt and them having to pay him all this money. So now he can get that back, or I mean, he could get close to that back if he go to Los Angeles and he get his act together. If he get his mind right, that's another line from that movie, Cool Hand Luke. If he get his mind right, then Luka can recoup his losses. But I think that with the way that these players are playing now, like 75 3-pointers missed in one game, um, almost 400 points scored in the All-Star game. Then you have players who don't want to participate in certain, like in a dunk contest. The this it's just gotten out of control. And so now I think the owners, not just the Mavericks, not just the Lakers, like teams around the league, they want to find ways to get the attention of these superstar franchise ball players. And I think by doing this with Luka, it don't even really matter about LeBron, right? LeBron is um LeBron on his way out, and so the Lakers, by LeBron being on his way out, I think I think like once LeBron leave the league, that's when I think all the repercussions for LeBron is going to hit. But not while he's playing in the league. I think and it don't really make me proud to say nothing like that. But I've just seen like so many different guys in the league who went out, who left the league. Not just professional basketball, but you can see football, like everybody who leaves these professional sports, and you could tell by looking at them, like knee replacements, hip replacements, shoulder operations, back problems. They leave the sport, you know, a- almost on a stretcher. And then so you have LeBron James playing for 20 years, and he is in just as good a shape. Don't look like he made any sacrifices, no blood, no sweat, no tears, or anything like that. And he's going to be a billionaire and possibly looking to be a owner. They don't, you know what I mean? Like the owners don't want to see that. They definitely don't want to see that. If you look at, like I said, the history of the league, and you look at all the players that everybody went out, Mike, uh, Mike knees was swollen, had to have his knees drained after every game. Isaiah had his ankles was messed up, his knees was messed up, his shoulders was messed up. Magic Johnson left for medical reason. Larry Bird, he had foot and ankle issues. He couldn't, he was hobbled when he left. Um, all the, like everybody. Then if you go over to football and you look at Earl Campbell, great running back. Earl Campbell was one of my favorite running backs, right? Was him and Barry Sanders. They was my favorite running backs. But if you look at Earl Campbell now, Earl Campbell, like he's getting around in a wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair. When Earl Campbell was a bad dude, I mean, he was running dudes over. I mean, he wasn't running over gas station attendants. This dude was going up against Pittsburgh Steelers in a steel curtain. Um, then he was going against the Rams, man. They had a tough defense back then. Who else? The Oakland Raiders had, I mean, the NFL back then just was brutal. And this guy was dominant and played so hard that now he is in a wheelchair, and he can't get up and move around without crutches. Then you got what's the other guy? Bo Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson ran so hard that when he ran, most running backs would not have even tried to run through that type of tech. Like the dude just launched his body at Bo Jackson's hip and just ruined, just ended his career with that one tackle. Just that was it for Bo Jackson. But he just ran so, he was a violent runner, and unfortunately that's what the fans want to see, and the owners definitely want to see that. They want to know that they paying you all this money. They definitely don't want to see you going out, um, and it's like that. And so I think that they definitely not going to try to let LeBron James finesse them like that and become an owner. Um, I think it's going to be more repercussions after LeBron James's career is over with. But like I said about Luka he's in a fortunate situation because they are giving Luka another opportunity. Um, if Luka don't take advantage of this situation, and so they move, and another reason why they move Luka, so it'll look like it won't look so obvious to people outside of the NBA that the owners are really trying to send a message to the ball players in the NBA. It looked like, all right, so on the surface, it looked like, oh, the Lakers are getting Luka because Luka is going to be the future, right? Luka's going to be the future of the league because of the Lakers because LeBron James is on his last legs. But it's not about that. It's about ratings are down. You got dudes load managing. You got dudes who are sandbagging it, and guys who are like, I'm not coming. Zion Williams said he not coming back because he don't feel like himself. You know, I don't know who he feel like, but let them people start messing with his money. He'll get back in there. These dudes are just getting all this money, not playing. What's the Joel Embiid? They said that Joel Embiid has missed almost the same amount of games that he has played. So that's like half the time he there, half the time he not there. And then when he is there, he don't play up to what the potential is, what the fans and everybody want him to. So yeah, what right now it's just all about trying to get these guys to get their mind right. Um, Luka only being like, I think he's like 25 years old. By Luka only being 25 years old, he'll have an opportunity to get his really to get his act together. And if he take advantage of this, then he may be able to recoup some of that $116 million that he lost, because he's not able to re-up with the Mavericks. But if not, the NBA owners are going to move away from Luka too. They're going to phase Luka out. And yeah, but I think, I think that's what that was all about. Just trying to get Luka to get his mind right. Um, and to send a message to the rest of the NBA that like this player empowerment stuff is no longer going to be tolerated, especially if it don't benefit the league. They don't want to hear about no empowerment. These players making all this money, the ratings are down, and then everybody's injured, or they load managing, or they're playing when they feel like playing and participating in these different, not really representing the league like the league want them to. So yeah, it's they see though, like the players around the league, they get it, they saw it. A lot of those guys were shocked, but they know what's going on. A lot of the fans don't know what's going on because of what's being reported in the media. The media is saying that, oh, the Lakers are trying to move on from LeBron and they want to get Luka, right? That's not the situation. This is about giving Luka the opportunity to get his mind right. And so when you know, if he's able to do that and take advantage of that, then good. If not, Luka will get phased out because you got some young ball players that's really balling that's coming behind Luka, and they don't want this. What Luka is doing, they don't want this to spread to that next generation. So they're going to try to weed all those guys out who have stepping. They're gonna try to weed them out. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.